Well, yummy, yummy, yummy for my tummy. And of course I forgot to get my seasonings out. Well. Hello everybody. Here I am. Happy Sunday everybody. Chef AJ here, and it's lunchtime almost, so I'm going to show you what I'm eating. No recipe, I mean it's just how I do it. And I'm going to make kale hash today because that's what I feel like. The first thing I'm going to do is just steam some vegetables. Believe it or not, I get a lot of requests for how do you steam vegetables, and so I don't take that lightly because I understand people don't have a lot of cooking skills these days. So I've showed you before how to make stuff in the air fryer, but today I'm just going to steam some zucchini. I've got 2 pounds of organic zucchini here from Costco. I just cut them into small circles because that's what I felt like. Sometimes I do different shapes or bias on the diagonal or cut them thicker, but the thinner you cut them, the sooner they'll cook. And I'm just going to put it into the top of the steamer basket, and I have my water already boiling. Now, how much water you need, it really doesn't matter. Let me tell you the truth. Here's the thing, you can use as little as a half a cup or as much as 4 cups as long as you don't run out of water when you're cooking. I'm going to set it for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to check it and see if it's the way I like it, and then we'll come back to that. The truth is I usually put a lot of water in, maybe 3 or 4 cups, because I like to drink the water. That's where a lot of the nutrients that are lost, which are about 30%, go in. It's called pot liquor. It's especially delicious with zucchini, but again, the less water you use, the quicker it'll cook. Really easy to steam vegetables. So now we are going to start with the kale hash. As I've mentioned to you before, everything starts with an onion. So I've got my pan already hot. That's how you've heard the sizzle. And I'm using 2 onions. I'm using the sweet white onion from Costco. But the truth is for something like this, I probably would have rather had a red onion, but I just didn't have it. So we're going to let that cook and get nice and brown and caramelized before we add the potatoes. And so what I have here are cubed Yukon Gold potatoes that I cooked for 0 minutes in the Instant Pot just to get them a little bit soft. You can do this with raw potatoes. It'll take longer to cook, but the thing is, the secret to crispy potatoes, whether you bake them as French fries or do it on the top for hash browns or in the air fryer, is you want to cook them first. I don't know what the physics is in that, but it actually cook them first and refrigerate it even better. If you don't live near a Trader Joe's, move. I'm using the organic Yukon Gold. So, you know, when you guys ask me, well, where do I get this? Where do I get this? I'm not Google. I don't know because I don't know where you live. But speaking of where you live, let's talk about Colorado, one of the friendliest and best states I've ever spoken at. And a lot of people have given me lots of nice things from the conference last week. Thank you, Annie, for this beautiful umbrella. She saw my free webinar with Dr. Gustavo Tolosa, which you can still see on YouTube, where we went to 10 different stores, and she saw me struggling with a broken umbrella, so I appreciate that. And Lynn from Colorado gave me this adorable bag in this adorable pattern, which almost is big enough to fit Bailey, but if we're going to use this when we travel to the Ultimate Weight Loss Conference in Vegas, you can still get a ticket in person, and for the next 24 hours you can get the live stream for $100 off. We're going to use this for all of Bailey's foods and toys and blankets. And I said, that looks like a lunch bag. And she goes, oh, let me get you one. So I've got this beautiful insulated lunch bag with the same pattern. So thank you, Lynn. So while these onions are cooking, what I'm going to do is get my garlic ready. And again, I love this little machine because it just makes it so easy to chop garlic. You know, I find that those garlic presses are just so hard to clean once you get it in the hole. And this makes it so easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look at that. For the best minced garlic. So we'll be using that. And I never cook my garlic until my onions are done because they just get too burned that way. And you can see how quickly these onions start getting caramelized once you start with a hot pan. I'm using the good non-stick pan from Pampered Chef, which I'm told isn't made anymore, but I've seen it on eBay. You don't need to use a lot of liquids when you cook without oil. I always have a little bit of water or broth at the side, and if I need to, I just add it. And this will go very, very quickly. Now, while this is cooking, just spread it out over the pan. I want to tell you guys about this new company called Mama Says. Now, I'm going to be interviewing the founder on Wednesday. That's 3 days from now at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So wait until that interview, because I can't answer the questions for you since I haven't talked to her yet, but we're going to hopefully have a code for my viewers. So what this is a food delivery company, and the food is whole food, plant-based, low fat. It's not completely SOS-free, but it's definitely O-free, so it's oil-free. The salt, when it is included, not every recipe has salt, is extremely minimal, meaning that it's less than 1 milligram of sodium per calorie, and they don't use any refined sugars. They use things like dates and date syrup. So I'll just tell you some of the stuff that they sent, and so far my husband and my friend Tim, who's staying with us, loves everything. We've got something here called a lazy lasagna, and you can look everything up on their website. We've got a turmeric chickpea scramble that looks absolutely fabulous. We've got a lentil dal. I don't know if that's how you spell dal, D-H-A-L. I thought it was D-A-H-L, but anyway, that's okay. Millie's chili. We're hoping to get them in Vegas to sample some of these delicious foods. So this looks really delicious. Veggie sausage. A marinara sauce. A granola that's sweetened with dates. So you can see this is almost empty, so that means it's good. I can't show you a picture of this, but this was fabulous. It was a gardener's pie, which was just like shepherd's pie. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute. So I am going to stop the cooking right now, because even if it's not completely the way I like it, I'm not ready to eat it yet. So what I do is I put it in my Tupperware, this, and it will continue cooking once I put the lid on. So that's how I do it. Just get my little Tupperware lid. And this is what I do every morning when I cook my 2 pounds of zucchini, either steamed or air fried. As soon as I finish showing you the Mama Says stuff, I want to talk to you about the difference in the cooking methods. Every now and then you just give it a little stir, the onions, and until you get them nice and brown. Oh, they smell so good. And if you need to add a little water, you do. So everything comes with this cool little book with all the ingredients and the nutritional information inside. And it's shipped to you in this really cool box where the return shipping is free. It's perishable, but everything came completely with these really cool packs that you then send back. I think it's FedEx for free. So again, please tune in Wednesday. I can't answer any questions yet other than to tell you the food is delicious. And hopefully they're going to be either creating or already have created a completely SOS-free line for my people that I'll be able to eat and everything like that. But right now, it's super healthy, delicious food. So this is pretty done, but I really like it really, really caramelized. So we might keep going. And then I just, every now and then, just a skosh of water. You can see it nicely sizzles and browns it. Or some veggie broth, whatever you prefer. And again, I can't give you the recipe because that's not how I cook. I make it up as I go along. If you want recipes, I have close to 300 in my 3 books. So what I want to talk about while this continues cooking is when I read every email, which is why sometimes it can take weeks to get back to you because that's how it is right now. And I would prefer when you have a lot of these personal questions on food addiction and weight loss, if you're not in UWL, at least, if you can't read my book, at least take that food addiction quiz in the book and tell me how you score, because that will help me answer your questions. So what I wanted to say about the way you cook vegetables is going to impact the satiety. So this is kind of a lot of food to some people, this 2 pounds of zucchini. It's 134 calories, which is roughly the same amount of calories in a tablespoon of olive oil, but it's going to be a lot more filling. When I take the same 2 pounds of organic zucchini and cook it in the Breville like zucchini fries, I'm starving right afterwards. When you remove the water from the food, you decrease satiety, because it's the water with the bulk that creates, the water with the fiber that creates the bulk, which creates satiety. So this is going to fill me up. When like yesterday, I had this for lunch with a little bit of, or excuse me, for my first meal, whatever. I don't call them lunch or breakfast, but this was the first food I ate with a little bit of smoked dulse. This kept me full for about an hour, but when I eat it air fried, I'm hungry immediately, and I have to eat either another pound of vegetables or go to the starch. So this is looking really good. Yeah. Ooh. Nothing like an onion. I feel so bad for people that can't have them. So now I'm going to add my garlic. As much or as little as you like. I think if you had to cook without garlic, it would still be okay. But without an onion, I can't make anything taste good, whether it's SOS-free or not. So we'll just put that in there, and then we're almost ready for the potato. Oh gosh, if you thought it smelled good before, you should smell it now. All right, here we go. So that's looking pretty good. I mean, I could let it go on and on, but I know you guys probably don't want to sit here watching this all day. So now I will add my potatoes. You know what they say, don't hate potate. I want to show you this cool little tool that I use to cut them. Makes it so easy. The Yukon Golds especially are easy to cut. Every cube is the same size, so I love this. It's from Bed Bath & Beyond. So now I've added my potatoes, and I'm going to mix in the onions. We're going to serve this with the world's best damn barbecue sauce. That's a recipe you can get in my Healthy Made Delicious webinar on my website. But there's also 2 wonderful ketchup recipes in my book, The Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss. So we'll just let this go. I really do need a bigger pan. I've got so many people here today visiting that I wanted to make a lot. So I don't know how crispy this is going to get with this pan being so full, but it doesn't matter because it's still going to be delicious. You could also spread this on a sheet and cook it in the oven if you want. So for now, I'm just going to close this off. And found some more potatoes in here. So what I'm going to do is get the kale ready. The kale's going to be added at the very last minute, and it's going to be shredded. So you can sometimes buy shredded kale already in certain stores, but if you can't, you can shred it yourself. So I'm taking the 10-ounce bag of the organic Tuscan kale, my favorite from Trader Joe's. I think that's Sharon McRae's favorite too. And I'm just going to put it in the food processor. It's so much easier. I like it because it's already washed and cleaned, and it doesn't have those thick stems. And so then what you do is you don't want to puree it, you want to just pulse it. And then you check it. Oh, not good enough. So you can put it on high for a little bit, but you don't want to let it go because you don't want pesto. So then you can make it as fine as you want. That looks pretty good to me. Now I need a little bowl to put it in. A little bit more. I like it really fine. It makes it a lot easier to eat and more palatable if it's fine, in my opinion. So I'm going to do the whole bag because there's going to be at least 3 or 4 of us eating. So let's finish that. Ooh, it's getting really, really hot in here. There we go. Oh, too big. I want it fine. Okay. There we go. Be careful when you have blades. So we'll be adding that very soon. So let's see how the potatoes are doing. Ooh, they're starting to brown nicely. Again, if anything sticks, we can just add some water. Oh, smelling good. This is going to be delicious. Yeah, it's starting to stick a little bit, so that's okay. We just put a little water, and then it makes it all better. So as far as seasoning, you know, I don't think this needs seasoning. When you're using onion and garlic, you really don't need a lot of seasoning. But just because I can, I'm going to add some of my favorite seasonings. I'm going to add some Benson's Table Tasty. Now, A lot of people say sometimes it clumps if they buy the big bag, so what people have said in Ultimate Weight Loss is you store it in a mason jar in the fridge and it doesn't clump. So Table Tasty's my favorite salt-free spice. If you come to Vegas, she'll have all her flavors out. She won't have the roasted garlic ready for sale. She will have it ready to taste though, and that is my favorite of all her spices. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this, sprinkle it on top. You could use regular roasted garlic, would be so good because there's already garlic in here. It's going to make it even tastier. This is cooked. These probably won't brown, like I said, because it's just such a high volume. And there's no recipe, in my opinion, that can't be improved by a little bit of smoked paprika. If you liked cumin, that would probably go well in here. I like cumin. I don't love cumin, so I'm not going to put it in. I'm just going to add a little bit more water just to make sure. Oh, boy, that smoked paprika smells good. This is so yummy, guys. I swear. All right, now let's add the kale. Hopefully I can get it all in here. Again, there's no pan big enough for the way I eat. If you're a pan manufacturer watching, so we don't want to really cook this. We just want to kind of blanch it. I'm putting it all in. Like I said, there's at least 4 of us eating. Wow. So the hot potato will cook the kale. So I'm actually going to turn this off right now. Yummy. I don't think this is going to need anything at all, except somebody hungry to eat it. So hash technically means pieces of cut up meat, but we still use it for veggies because it generally has potatoes in it. So there we have it. Let's see. I don't think it's going to need any vinegar or citrus or acid. I know they say you absorb the greens better if you have some vitamin C, but you know, I think this is going to be perfect the way it is. And if somebody liked it hot, a little bit of either cayenne or crushed red pepper. But this is going to be amazing. That's it. Let's see. I'd plate it for you if you want. Let's see. These are the best bowls. Costco has everything. If you don't live near a Costco, again, you got to have a Trader Joe's, Costco, and Whole Foods wherever you live, in my opinion. So there we have it. Delicious, quick, easy kale hash. Come back Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific time so we can talk about that new food delivery service. I know you'll have lots of questions. And get the live stream for Vegas. I'm Chef AJ. I make healthy taste delicious. Bye.